Excited for year 2 on our weekly visits with Bulls head coach Pete Lembo. The biggest difference, I think you'll say, from when we started doing these a year ago to where we are now is you've got some expectations to deal with. How does that change you as a coach and this team as a whole?
External expectations, maybe. We always have internal expectations to make sure that we are operating at a very high level and maximizing our potential, whatever that potential may be. Now, after a good first year, there's a little bit more buzz about the Bulls out there, and that's not a bad thing either, because if you're going to have a football program, let's have a relevant football program. So that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
Last year, you kind of got thrown into the late hire of being the head coach, and I think you were trying to figure a lot of things out, including your team. Well, now that isn't an issue anymore. So how are you a better or a different Bulls head coach than you were a year ago?
Well, you know the lay of the land a little bit better. You continue to build relationships on campus, and then hopefully be able to lean on some of those people when the time comes. And it's been really good to see in a year and a half how we've moved the needle, whether that be with the support that we're building around the program, the relationships on campus and in the community. And I've got to continue to lead by example. It'd be easy to box yourself in your office and just sit there and watch video all day, but I think it's really important that we continue to be very externally minded here, and inviting people to be around our program and to be a part of this journey with us.
This is a veteran team. You are bringing 16 starters back. How much does that go towards being able to take the next step as a program when you have guys who you know can do it, who know what you want, who know what to expect?
Well, every year is different, and it is certainly comforting to have some familiar faces back. I continue to be really grateful that a lot of guys stuck around, even though some of them didn't have to. Some of them have graduated and could have went to play their last year somewhere else. So it is great that we've had such good retention and great stability going from year 1 to year 2. But now the challenge is, can those guys play cohesively, because there are a lot of new components. There are key guys in key spots. You have new specialists. You have a new quarterback. You have some new players at key positions like tight end and on the offensive line. So how quickly can all of these guys gel? And there's no, coasting out of the box here. We've got a Big Ten opponent to play. You
speak of your new quarterback, Taquan Roberson. You have said that he carries himself like a quarterback. Explain a little bit about what that means and why you think he's the guy to lead this team forward.
There's no position on the field and in the game that has more intangibles that need to go along with it, as well as the skills to play the position. And there's a certain way a quarterback needs to carry himself in the building, engaging everybody he sees, immersing themselves in the locker room and taking responsibility when things don't go well, putting in the extra time. So it's been good to see Taquan do all of those things and acclimate himself so easily, even though he's a new player on the team.
Talking with Pete Lembo, Bulls head coach, as we get you ready for the season opener as the Bulls go to Minneapolis to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's a big opener. It's a Big Ten team. It's a power conference team. In your past, you have knocked a few of these off. What have you learned about what it takes to go in and pull off an upset?
The bottom line is, don't beat yourself. You don't have to do a lot of extraordinary things. Yes, you need to make some plays when those opportunities present themselves, whether it's a ball that's on the ground that you recover, or making a play on the ball in the air on either side of the ball. But it's more about the self-inflicted wounds and eliminating those or really limiting those. So the procedural penalties and not turning the ball over. This is a Minnesota team that went undefeated when they won the turnover battle, but was 2-4 when they lost it. So those basic things that will either allow a team to play really well in the first game or could really sidetrack you.
All right, we use this opportunity at the end of our interview to tap into your vast knowledge of pop culture.
Well, vast, it might be a gross exaggeration.
It's, vast knowledge of movies, TV, pop culture. So here we go to Minneapolis, and the one thing that jumps most in your mind is a somewhat notable former Minnesota governor who also was pretty good in the ring, and that's Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, so grammar school, elementary school, like most, young guys used to watch pro wrestling in the late 70s, early to mid 80s, I guess it was. And Jesse Ventura was one of my favorite guys.
He was good.
He was a very flamboyant guy. He really had a great presence about him, and then went on to be, as one would imagine, because his personality was so good, a great announcer in pro wrestling. But, you do the research. He was a Navy SEAL, so really appreciate his service to our country. And then when his wrestling career was over, he continued to want to serve and got into politics. And from what I recall, he was a pretty solid governor. I'm
a little disappointed we're no feather boa for you for this interview. That would have been fun. A nice tribute.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Pete. Well, we're excited about what's going to be a fun season. Appreciate your time as always. Good luck against the Gophers.
Okay. Thanks so much.